I'm Cedra Kyles.
I'm Daishan Winter.
My name is Sharon Griffin, and it's a pleasure to meet everyone.
And I'm Rochelle Wallace, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
So, ladies, this is my problem. Being a preacher's ex in the making. You guys have had a lot of time to heal. What I need from my sisters is show me how to heal from, or show me where to begin with dealing with my anger, dealing with my hurt, knowing that my husband was gay, having sex with me and not protecting me. Met my husband on Tango Wire. Yes, Dateline. And I am a preacher's ex. I found out that he was a chaplain. I had never been treated like such a queen. Of a 2-state whirlwind. On that 5 days, he never touched me, never kissed me. Something I'd always been looking for. A man that recognized me and not my body. Birthday weekend, he proposed. I married him 7 days later.
Being a third-generation pastor's wife,
I became a preacher's ex because one day I decided that I was going to choose me.
I was accustomed to the on and off switch, the on switch for the public, the off switch at home. And sometimes I didn't know how to turn it off at home. And so I decided to peel back the layers and say, it's not about who's watching me. It's not about what everybody thinks I should do, how strong everybody thinks I am, because a lot of times as women, we're just naturally strong. Divorce is almost as like losing someone to death.
Right.
And you have to properly go through the 7 stages of grief. And I accepted that this is not a spiritual thing. There is, I said this to somebody the other day, there is something on the market to help heal every part of us but our hearts.
That's right.
And sometimes it just takes pure time. And I knew it was going to be a process. I knew I couldn't put no oil on it and pray it away. This was not no demon. I was hurt. So I had to first dispel the myths about how to deal with the pain.
And I became very angry with God when at the age of 31 years old, I found myself going through a divorce.
As far as beating myself up, because even though my husband was gay, and your husband maybe cheated, and your husband cheated, it's still that same feeling of feeling less than. And that's how I felt. What was wrong with me that this wasn't enough, that you needed something else?
I want to deal with the having sex and not protecting me. I know in my marriage, I don't know how many women my husband slept with or whatever. I am a 2-time preacher's ex. But I was always afraid to take an HIV and AIDS test knowing that I was faithful to him. I got pregnant with our child, and at 7 months pregnant inquired about having an abortion because the pain of the relationship was just too much. I remember going to the doctor and she had asked me, would I take one? And I said no. I said because I don't know where my husband has been and I'm not ready for the results. I thought that I was marrying a man of God. However, in my opinion, he was the man from hell.
When you thought about that, when you thought about the HIV testing, you had to go, the fear.
The heart palpitations, and just wondering like what my status is.
Was murder on your mind?
Murder was not on my mind, but in the marriage, I have told my husband several times if I had a gun, I probably would have blew your head off by now.
You know, it's very interesting because again, the first thing we want to do is retreat. We don't want to feel it. We want to numb ourselves. We don't want to know. We don't even want to know what's happening. But even recently, he would just ask me to marry him, right? And it was the first time that I had a man that I didn't have to borrow from someone else.
So here I was playing the part of a woman at the well, thirsty, with an amazing guy on my arm, only I couldn't tell anyone. Was not enough love for myself to say, Chi, you need to get out of this. Chi, this is not healthy. Until Christmas came 2.5 years later. And I can remember, you know, my daughter being home, Christmas being home, and I'm watching TV and I'm seeing the happy couples and Christmas time comes. And you know, there's always these warming stories. Only I got to share Christmas with him through a text message.
And then I got home and the other woman sent me an email who was living in the home. And it was in that instant that I began to thank God, because I didn't have a car. And the old me would have come and slashed your tires, bust your windows out, and then I would have thought about it later.
I went on finally, and that relationship went on for 2 years, until one day I woke up and I said, I'll be damned. I can't be a secret. I wanted love. I wanted love that did not come with secrecy. If you love someone, then you're screaming from the top rooftops.
I was screaming to the top of my lungs, and I was looking for the medicine. I grabbed a bottle of Jack Daniels, honey. Never forget it was on the kitchen counter. I poured all the pills out in the middle of the floor. I took a picture and I sent it to him. I said, this is what you've caused.